The Winnipeg Jets have showed their true colors in this year's NHL playoffs. After being officially eliminated by the Golden Knights, head coach Rick Bowness gave the brutal truth about this team and their effort.
Overall thoughts, I'm so disappointed and disgusted right now. That's my thoughts.
Where does the disgust come from?
Pardon me?
Where does the disgust come from?
No pushback. But it's the same crap we saw in February. It was. That's why so as soon as we were challenging for first place and teams were coming after us, we had no pushback. This series, we had no pushback. Their better players are so much better than ours, it's not even close.
Feels like you've been holding these feelings on for a bit. Is it just out of tonight's game or finally wanting to release that?
It started back in January and February.
What is it about this team's leadership core or the top end players? We've talked all.
We got to push back. There's got to be a pushback. There's got to be pride. You got to be able to push back when things aren't going your way. We had no pushback. Their better players were so much better than ours tonight. They deserved to win. They were the better team in the regular season. They were the better team in this series. Anything else?
And you can really tell he was holding in that truth bomb all year long about how he felt about this team. Now, it's one thing to lose, but when you lose with no character or pushback, like Bowness said, it's a horrible look for the entire franchise. Now, if you remember correctly, the Jets did falter in the stretch run to the playoffs, and if it wasn't in their last 10 games or so where they had a little bit of a good run to beat out Calgary, they wouldn't have made the playoffs. Now, in my playoff preview, I didn't have the Jets doing any damage, and that's because if you just look at the big core pieces of this team, they haven't been fully engaged for the Jets all season long. Pierre-Luc Dubois has basically been a Hab since last year with all the rumors, and it seems like all season long there has been a rift between the players and the coaches. This core of Scheifele and Wheeler has been here for years, and they just haven't gotten the job done. To have your coach say the group lacks any pushback means that the leadership of this team likely needs a complete overhaul. This isn't surprising to me considering the Jets stripped Wheeler of the captaincy at the beginning of the season. Scheifele in particular wasn't too crazy about that. I think when a decision like that is made and happens to a group that has been together for a while, it can create this dynamic of us versus the coach, and while at times it can work, it seemed like in the end everyone on the Jets were just looking forward to the offseason. Now, I think it's fair to mention that the Jets were banged up in this playoff series. Morrissey got hurt early, and Scheifele didn't even play in Game 5, but Vegas, regardless, had their way with them. I think the Jets are a perfect example of how important a good room and team buy-in is for success in the NHL. There's certainly a lot of talent on that team, but there's been a disconnection from management all the way down to the players, and it materialized big time in this playoff series. As soon as the adversity hit, the Jets rolled over and ducked. So, obviously moving forward, there will be big changes for this team, but drop a comment and let me know what you think needs to change the most. Is it the roster, GM, coach? After that speech, I wouldn't mind keeping Rick Bowness. He knows what it takes to win. He knows what's wrong with this locker room. He can certainly have his faults at times, but if you get the right guys in there and fully buy in, you might be able to salvage something for this team. Anyways, let me know your thoughts down below, and if you want to see more NHL playoff content, make sure you subscribe to the channel.